solution that I am going to share with you today, right now, is basically Britannica Solutions walkthrough. Teach smarter in teaching smarter in actions, and I'm going to be presenting a live demo of three Britannica solutions around AI, and which I think after hearing some of the discussions that we have had earlier today, uh, this uh, this might be something of interest for you. So now we there are a lot of I think this is a lot of a reality, basically. This is a reality for a lot of the schools, a lot of the teachers, and a lot of the students as well out there, that we have teachers who are actually facing burnout, having to create lesson plans, differentiated learning for different so many different level of students in one single classroom. And of course, we also have maybe some disengaged students as well in the classrooms, because maybe some of the materials are not so engaging or not so relevant to them. Now, these are some of the pain points that we have been gathering. So the first one is differentiation overload. Like, how do you tailor content for, I don't know, maybe some of you have 30 plus or 20 plus individual learning styles and pace in one classroom. Engagement gap. So students, we all know that students these days, they use phone, they use gadget a lot, and that basically shorten their already short attention span. And we as teachers, we are expected basically to be able to keep up, be able to somehow grab their attentions, grab their focus. And how can we do that? Time poverty. I mean, every one of us, we only have 24/7, um, and and we all know. So teachers' biggest time that's spent is basically in creating lesson plans here. And especially if you want to create a lesson plan that is quality, now you need to do a lot of digging and a lot of research as well. Now we start using AI. The internet, there's internet, we start looking for resources in the internet. However, the internet is fast, and we don't know whether the informations that we are taking for the lesson plan is actually something that is verified or fact checked. Or even maybe finding accurate curriculum aligned content is really a chore as well. So um, I think this is something that we spoke about as well in some of the discussions earlier, the AI dilemma. So students start using generic AI, but the outputs are unchecked. And so it create more works for teachers at the end of the day. And I can see some of the heads nodding here. So with okay, so let's say we implement AI in the schools. There are still some hidden costs of today's AI tools. So the first one is accuracy and safety. So um, I mean, with a lot of the generic AI tools out there, this could be a problem, right? And the efficiency, basically. So teachers spend hours each week creating, adapting, and fact-checking materials because generic AI outputs are unreliable, basically. So, and then differentiation. So we all know as well, the landscape of the schools, they're actually quite demanding as well. So, and then students coming in into the classrooms with different levels of ability, or so they need to be, we need to be able to meet them at their level. So differentiation, creating differentiation is a big headache as well, often for teachers. And a consistency as well. So how can open web AI produces uneven and non-rigorous materials that vary from teacher to teacher. And then also, of course, the compliance. And I think with more and more AI use, there's going to be more policy around it as well, governing how AI is should be used. Now, but I think we need a lot of the schools, they have this same agreement. Schools need AI, but they need AI they can trust. But what if AI work for you, not against you? So I have spoken with a lot of schools around Asia, and they would love to implement AI in the classroom. However, they are very afraid as well that they're going to open a can of worms that they do not want to have, basically. So, and therefore they trying to maybe dial down or maybe even delay the AI implementations in the classroom because of that. Now, I would like to introduce you the Britannica's AI solutions. So the first one is basically coming from our flagship product, Britannica School. And within Britannica School, especially on the in the high school portion, there is a component, an AI tool called Ask Britannica. And so what Ask Britannica can do is basically it able to give students a safe responsible AI inquiry. So, do you have any concerns with students going to AI tools, generic AI tools, but getting informations from unchecked sources? Do you have any concerns about your students um, abusing the AI tool itself? You ask your student basically to create an essay, your student basically asks ChatGPT or whatever, basically, please create an essay for me, right? So we have those problems. Now, the next one is basically Britannica Studio. So with Britannica Studio, teachers can create lesson plans, can create teaching material, teaching resources that are safe and also trusted as well in minutes. And I'll be able to show you in a bit. The next one is TeacherA. So there's a running jokes basically. So a lot of us, when TeacherA was introduced to us, we keep saying it, Teacher A, Teacher A. It is not Teacher A, it's TeacherA. So what it does is actually, it is the teacher's professional development on AI. And I think we have a conversation, we had a discussions on professional development on AI and how to equip the teachers so that they are comfortable in using AI in the classroom. And TeacherA actually helps in solving that problem. So um, let's talk on the Ask Britannica first here. So imagine a ChatGPT that is classroom safe. And what Ask Britannica does is, because it sits within Britannica School. And again, I'm going to remind you to the first slide that I've shown you earlier today, that Britannica is using the strength of that we have, basically our fact check informations, our verified informations in Britannica School. And then we use that, we crawl all of those verified informations and Ask Britannica will, whenever any of your students or you yourself basically go to Ask Britannica and ask questions on Ask Britannica, it will crawl Britannica's verified sources. So the answers that are given is going to be verified and definitely fact checked as well. And it is designed to help students learn how to find answers, not just give them finished work. And I'll show you how Ask Britannica look like. So this is basically Britannica School, and Britannica School itself actually exists in 4 different levels: early elementary, middle, and high. However, there's a conscious decisions that Britannica team made to only enable the Ask Britannica in the high school portion. It doesn't mean that, let's say, middle school cannot go into high school portion and start using Ask Britannica. No, technically they can. However, we are making it obvious basically in the high school portion. So the left search bar over here is basically where the students can start searching whatever information. Let's say, for example, renewable energy. Um, they can start searching for the informations, the foundational knowledge here in the left-hand side. However, when they have a specific questions, burning questions that they have, instead of going to any other generic open AI out there, open source AI, so students can actually go to Ask Britannica. Before I start going into Ask Britannica, I also would like to share with you as well that I think with the from the sessions that we had with Dr. T, that we should not give the AI directly to students. We need to engage them with some activities first before we are allowing them to use AI. And I think that is something that you can actually do with Britannica School as well. So let's say, for example, you are conducting a classroom activity, a debate. You want to do a debate, and then you split your students into two different groups. You choose a topic, pro and cons, basically. The students, they will need to do a research first in Britannica School. They will research, they will get the informations from the verified source, and when they start doing debate, they need to learn the skill of accountability. They need to. There are so many skills that can be learned in by running a debate program, right? But when while the students are researching for their debate material, they can also still go to Ask Britannica and ask questions. For example, like, I don't know, what is the um, renewal? What are the renewable energy sources? I cannot do two things at the same time. I cannot speak while I'm typing. What are the renewable energy sources available today? So maybe the topic of the debate is basically on renewable energy, or maybe it's around climate change. And as you can see over here, so Ask Britannica immediately provides the answer here. Um, and if you click on this sources, if I click on any of this, it will actually take me to the actual article within Britannica School that talks about that particular point. And students can actually cite, if they are doing a research, if they're doing an essay paper, they can actually easily cite this particular article. And then again, this is teaching them on accountability. And so not just providing the sources over here, but also next is the related question. So, okay, they want to look for a different angle to this renewable energy topic. So they are able to basically click on the related questions, and Ask Britannica will help in providing further questions that are related to the first questions that was entered. And then this helps students to really expand their knowledge, basically. And now, the last thing that I would like to mention here on Ask Britannica is, if you notice, the answer is actually not that long here. And that is by design. Why? Because we do not want we don't want Ask Britannica to do the work for the students. We want Ask Britannica to help students to do the work, basically. And that is basically what is important of here. So by design, Ask Britannica, Ask Britannica's answer is character limited. So let's try to type in uh, create an essay on renewable energy for me. Sorry, that's outside of my area of knowledge. Please try another questions. So it will not be helped by Ask Britannica. All right. So this is Ask Britannica. Um, so this is something that the students can use. Of course, teachers can use as well. Next is I would like to start talking about Britannica Studio. So uh, can I have a hands up if you agree that the average teacher spends 5 to 7 hours a week creating materials? Yes. Is it, do you, I mean, you said it very loudly. Is it more than that, or is it exactly the same amount? It can be more than that. Yes, I understand your pain. And then if that is creating teaching materials only is taking 5 to 7 hours a week, but if you need to also add on top of that, creating differentiation in your teaching materials, that can double or even triple, basically, right? So, and then also if you go to, of course there's AI, there's a lot of generic AI tools out there, um fact but you have to continuously fact checking the output from the AI that you receive, and that will also take time, right? And so what if all of that work could happen in one place in minutes and with accuracy and neutrality you never have to question? So I'm very, very pleased today to introduce you to Britannica Studio. It is a teacher-first AI workspace that can help you educators to turn Britannica's verified informations into engaging, differentiated, and classroom-ready resources in minutes. So there are different items here that there are different things that you can do in Britannica Studio. The first one is you can create quizzes or assessment basically, or and with accompanying answers and answer keys and explanations. And then also after that, you create level text for differentiations. Let's say, for example, you have in one class, let's say grade 5, you have 30 students and 80% of it is basically standard at their level, but I don't know, maybe 5% they are gifted. They are basically they need to be given materials that are more advanced, and maybe the rest they require additional support. Now, how are you going to create teaching materials that can cater to all of those? So of course, it's not say no, I'm not saying that you cannot. Of course, you can, but the time spent for you to be able to do that, comparing to what you can do in Britannica Studio, will be significantly different. Vocabulary lists and activities, fact check passages, summaries, and overviews. So now let's go to the actual demo over here. So this is basically the URL for the page for Britannica Studio. Now, mind you, we just launched this last week. So this is our first iterations. Um, we can right now we teachers are able to start creating assessments in Britannica Studio. They can create summary. You give a block of passage, basically a block of text, and then you put it into Britannica Studio, and then you ask Britannica Studio, summarize this text for me. You can choose whether you the summary is going to be in table format, in paragraph or whatever, basically. Vocabulary builder. So for those of you who are teaching ESL students, so vocabulary builder will be great, or even maybe not even ESL, right? But younger students, they also need to be introduced to new vocabularies for new topics. And level it, so like what I said, uh, grade 5, and then you can create, if you can create a material, a text basically in one level first, grade 5, but then to cater to your advanced group, maybe you can choose create same topic, but for grade 6 or grade 7. You can actually see which one that's more appropriate. For those group of students who require more support, maybe you can choose grade 3, for example. Now, Passage Builder is basically you give Britannica Studio a topic. Let's say live cell, for example, and then live cell, and then you can determine how long that passage will be, And then Britannica Studio will be creating the passage for you on that topic based on Britannica school content. Build it, teach it is basically creating the whole, doing the whole thing here in one single workflow. Because maybe build it, teach it is basically you're creating your lesson plan. So first, I'm gonna, let's say for example, I'm gonna create a passage builder. I'm gonna create a passage builder, and then after that, I'm gonna level it. I'm gonna level my passage into 3 different levels. And then after that, I'm gonna build the vocabulary builder. I want to create a vocabulary list for my students based on the passage. And then after that, I want to create an assessment. Um, Now, in this first iterations, we are only for the assessment that we can create. We can only create multiple choice assessment. But in the future, we are there's already been works under going right now to create assessment in for different kinds of assessment, not just multiple choice questions. Now, let's say, for example, here I want to show you a passage builder. So this is basically a demo based on a demo that I did last week, actually. So I asked, so the passage builder basically, so this is just an example. This is not, when you create from scratch, of course, you don't see this, but this is basically, I'm looking into the history of work that I have done. So I did ask for Britannica Studio to help me create a passage for grade 3. The length of text is short. Um, and the topic is basically around Philippines hero. I was actually presenting to a Philippine school, basically, and then they asked for, I want to see more Philippines content, basically, in it. So that's why we chose Philippines heroes over here. And of course, this can apply as well with Thai context as well. So the passage was created within minutes, or maybe I can actually demonstrate that. So let's say now we change this to Thailand heroes, and then we change the grade to 6, and I can generate. So passage builder is usually the one that is taking the longest to create. This is the longest because it crawls different parts of Britannica School, trying to compile a passage for you on the topic that you ask them to do. Um, and we are now at 50%, coming up soon. The longer the passage that you want to create, of course, the longer that you have to wait as well. Um, but so we chose short earlier. However, because again, we are crawling the whole database of Britannica school, that's why it took a little bit longer. So as you can see here, the passage has been automatically created. This is basically a passage on Thailand heroes for grade 6 with a length of text that is short. Now, this is the passage. What you can do is you can export it right away, or if you want to make some edits, you can as well. The sources, however, the Britannica school sources are shown here. All of the sources are shown over here. And then with this, you or your teachers, your teaching faculty can feel safe that whatever informations that is generated from Britannica Studio is basically coming from verified and fact-checked informations of Britannica School. I'm gonna give you maybe 2 more examples in the interest of time. I will provide you an opportunity to request for a trial later. So let's say, for example, maybe assessment. Oh, maybe let's do a level it over here. So I have a text here, and I asked Britannica Studio, please give this, create this text to be appropriate for grade 6, grade 8, and grade 12, basically. So the Britannica Studio did that exactly for me. This is the one that is for grade 6, tailored for grade 6. This is tailored for grade 8. This is tailored for grade 12. And then this was done in minutes as well. So like what I said, passage builder was the one that always takes the longest. But I think from the demo just now, it was only minutes as well, basically, right? So the rest is basically even less time compared to the passage builder. The next one that I want to show you here is the assess it. Now, with assess it, again, you can enter the topic. You can enter the topic anyhow you want, whether it's like a specific words or you have a text of words that you want to put and you want to create an assessment based of it. You can do so. Choose for who this assessment should be used. How many questions do you want it to be? And then Britannica Studio will generate the questions for you, plus the answer key as well. Now, again, you can export it immediately, and then you can edit, or if you want to edit it further, you can as well. So Britannica Studio is not trying to be an LMS. We are not able to distribute this to the students right away from Britannica School. You build it here, take it out, you are free to share it with your students in whatever methods that would work for you and your students. So that is basically Britannica Studio. And let me go back to the slides. Now, reduce. There are some benefits, of course, here that you can see in using Britannica Studio. So so this is why I chose 3 to 5 hours over here. And I'm not bluffing because in December, actually for 1.5 months from mid-November to from mid-October to end of November, we did beta testing for Britannica Studio around the world. We included some customers here in Asia as well. And the finding was shared with us in December. And a lot of the teachers who were part of the beta testing basically said they save in average 3 to 5 hours weekly by using Britannica Studio. So there's time that is redirected from the to instructions, and then so it significantly reduced the teacher burnout. And consistent high quality materials across classrooms because of the source that we have, which is Britannica School, and then built-in support for multilingual learners and varying reading levels because of the differentiated capability, and also aligned to national curriculum as well. So you can have a targeted enhancement of classroom outcomes in your classroom or in your school even. And then transparent sourcing improves information literacy as well, basically. So so this is basically Britannica Studio. The next one, apologies, I'm a bit rushing here. The next one is TeacherA, not TeacherA, to help build teachers' AI literacy. TeacherA is a self-paced, so it's a self-paced professional development platform that teaches K-12 teachers how to ethically and effectively integrate AI tools into their daily practice. So I think I'm actually very curious to know why some of the teachers are actually hesitate to adopt AI. And I think maybe other than opening can of worms, but also maybe they themselves, they are not comfortable. They themselves, they're not confident in using AI itself. So with TeacherA, um, the schools are able to provide professional development opportunity for their teachers to be able to be more comfortable in using um, AI in the classroom. So some of the features, basically video-based learning, accessible on any device, anytime, um, professional development certificates upon completions. And I think this was mentioned as well by Udi in his remarks this morning. Embedded ChatGPT sandbox for hands-on practice. So for TeacherA practice, because again, the most common open AI tools out there is basically ChatGPT. So we're making it familiar for you to test it out on ChatGPT platform. Um, there are AI teaching assistant and then also practical classroom ready tools and strategies available in TeacherA. And now I do want to show you what TeacherA looks like. So this is basically the platform of TeacherA. Um, and maybe I'm going to show you the different um, courses that we have at the moment. So right now, I hope you can see it. So right now, there are course one is completed. Um, it's AI fundamentals for K to 12 teachers. It it will take 10 hours to complete this particular course, and there are modules from really basic how AI works, what exactly is AI, and then moving, step by step to the next module, turning classroom data into actionable insights using AI, save time with free automations, um, and then the next course is basically advanced AI integrations. This is an old document. I need to check. Is this second course available already? Yes. Oh, yes. So course two is available already. Advanced AI integrations. And so it's basically you can actually learn to do more with AI. Now, again, trials are available if you are interested. The platform looks like this. There's no app. There's no app, I think. No app. It's a web-based program. So using web-based, you can use whatever devices that you have, basically on your phone as well. It will be responsive. And then you can actually can do the professional development course on any devices. So this is basically how the course looks like. Oh, sorry. All right. Ooh. Okay, so I'm gonna go to my courses and I'm gonna click on go to course over here. And this is basically what's inside the course, the look and feel. There are modules by modules. And as you can see here, it's self-paced, but also linear. So before you're finishing lesson one, AI foundations, you're not able to move on to the next part, basically. So it really guides you, handholds you uh, through all of the different modules, all of the different courses, all of the different learnings that need to be done. So this is how TeacherA looks like. Now, so I've already spoken about Britannica School, as Britannica, Britannica Studio, and TeacherA. So we can see over here, as Britannica is basically for your students to use, and it helps your students to be more responsible students because they are not abusing the AI anymore. They learn how to be accountable. And then Britannica Studio is basically for your teachers. It's it helps to provide high impact resources. And TeacherA is basically for schools, for professional developments of the schools, the teaching faculty, and it helps to provide confident faculty in using AI. So solving the AI challenge requires more than a single tool. Now, the fun part. Uh, I think for a lot of the school administrators, these are the three favorite letters in the English alphabet, ROI. So there's this formula, and I like what I said earlier. Based on the beta result, we assume 3 hours saved per week per teacher. So number of hours saved per teacher per week times number of teachers times instructional weeks. And then that basically the annual hours returned to instruction for the school. Now let's try to do a simple calculations over here. There's a school with 25 teachers, 3 hours saved times 25 teachers times, well, let's say I'm assuming 36 weeks of instruction in a year. So I'm calculating the 36, and then that comes to 2,700 hours saved annually. Now, that is 2,700 hours that can be returned to instructions. If we want to convert that into value, so let's assume $50 per hour, average teacher hourly value $50. Now, 2,700 times $50, that is 135K US dollars in instructional value returned to the school. Of course, the school is still, no matter what, they're going to spend 135K, but either 135K in worrying about creating teaching resources, or 135K can be used in something else that is better. So the bottom line is investing in studio returns more instructional time than any PD initiative at a fraction of the cost. And studio is not just a teacher tool, it is a school level efficiency engine. If you're interested to have a free 21-day trial access on any of the products that I have mentioned earlier, please feel free to scan the QR code that you see on your screen, and we will be able to start getting in touch with you with all of the trial informations by next week. I'm gonna leave it here for maybe another 30 seconds for you to scan. But that's pretty much it, basically, for my session. I hope that was useful, and I hope that was insightful for all of you. And what is next is probably something that you're also waiting for, lunch. So we are going to take a lunch break right now. And how much time do we have actually for lunch? Right now it's 12:15.
Yeah, 1 hour.
1 hour? Okay. So
Remind about tickets.
yes. And so the lunch will be provided, and our Britannica team will be helping to usher you to the restaurant where you can actually take your lunch. Um, please don't forget, for you to be able to have your lunch, there will be tickets provided to you. If you don't have it, please make sure that you ask the Britannica team. Someone from the one or two of the Britannica team will be standing by the door and handing down the lunch ticket, basically, for you while you're leaving the room. So, all right. So we're gonna be back here by 1:15. Thank you very much, everyone, for your time today. Thank you. For those of you who are joining online, so we are going to take a lunch break right now. So I'm pretty sure you also need to take your lunch break as well. So we are going to come back to the online sessions at 1:15. Thank you very much.